indeed. What's up, everybody? This is SKB Fishing. It's January 3rd. It's New Year's. It's cold. And we're going to talk cold water tactics. Now, before we even get into cold water tactics, and this is just pretty brief, I'm just going to give you a simple how-to on some tactics I'm going to use that pretty much get pretty good results. We're talking smallmouth and largemouth. We're talking shallow water, clear water, deep water. Okay, but when we talk about cold water, basically it starts about 55 degrees and down. And as you do a lot of research on tactics like hair jigs, blade baits, you'll see a lot of references to cold water tactics. And you'll see below frigid temperatures, but then you'll see water temperatures 50 degrees. That's not quite applicable for true cold water tactics. True cold water tactics, you know, when the water is cold, meaning it's frozen, it's already freezed and it thawed out, or it's on the brink of freezing. So now you're looking at water temperatures in the 30s, upper 30s, basically 35 degrees and up. So we're gonna keep that range about 35 to 42 degrees. And the way I approach different bodies of water during the cold water season and how I produce some fish. So a few things you wanna keep in mind. You always wanna dress for success, really pretty simple. Got the face mask on, you know, got the Striker Stealth gloves, Striker Ice Gear. I pretty much dress like I'm going ice fishing, but I also want to make sure I'm dressed in layers so I can be pretty movement. You know what I mean? I get my movement on, you know, so you want to be able to fight fish. You don't want to be a big stiff, you know, so you want to have good headgear on, good facial protection, 3 layers. You know, I have this layer on, I have another layer on right here. So I got 3 layers on right now. And I got some waterproof thermal boots on made by Merrell, you know, so I'm pretty much dressed pretty good. Then you want to get into the tactics, and the tactics are different. They're going to determine, well, the tactics are determined by where you're going to fish at. So if you're going to fish in some wood, you know, I'm going to use a bucktail type of jig, hair jig that is, bucktail jig with a big brush guard. If I'm going to fish deeper, you know, like I'm looking for gravel, rocks, sandy banks, sandy flats, then I'm going to use a smaller hair jig. I don't need a brush guard because it's not going to be much cover, you know. And then if I think I'm going to be out in deep water and I'm not quite sure what kind of covers there is, then I'm going to use more like a blade bait, you know. So case in point, I got a brown orange Arctic Fox hair jig right here made by Lead-Free Bass Jigs with a little small crayfish trailer on here. I'm going to use this for smallmouth primarily, and largemouth too around grass and stuff. And then for a minnow imitator, you know, same type of jig, but just all black, you know, and I got a little swim bait that I cut and put on sideways here. This is gonna imitate like a herring minnow, you know. And then reaction, right now, I got just a blade bait, 1/2 ounce blade bait, 8-pound Vicious Pro Elite fluorocarbon line, Ardent C4 spinner reel, Ardent 6'9" fast action rod. And that pretty much summarizes it, you know, summarizes it. Then also, I'll use a heavy duty head with a small swim bait to drag the bottom too. And that's that has all my bases covered. Now, ideally, depending on whether you're gonna be shallow water fishing or deep water fishing, if I'm fishing shallow water, then I'm gonna use more of a jerkbait style type of deal, you know. And then I'll use my hair jig, you know, frequently after I find fish in my jerkbait. But if I'm gonna be in deeper water and there's gonna be smallmouth around, then I'm gonna go find a place that has deep water really close to the shoreline, and they're gonna stop looking for hard structure, hard drops, and just cover, rocks, gravel, sand. And that's pretty much it, man. That's how you approach these cold water fisheries this time of year, particularly when the water is frigid, where you have to dress like this. So, and I'm not gonna discredit any videos at all, you know, but not really dressed really cold out, and you don't see the air coming from their breath, or, you know, the water is in the upper 40s, it changes the whole game. You might as well pick up a rattle trap, start covering water, you know, if the water's in the 40s. But if the water's in the upper 30s, you know, if the water already had ice on it, then you want to try these tactics right here. You know, you want some kind of reaction bait, blade bait, some type of slow moving, fluffy type of slow falling jig, which is why I use a hair jig. And then there's always minnows moving around, you know, so some type of small swim bait, and then you can start producing. So that's what I'm gonna get ready to do right now. Took a little while, finally got me one. Hook just came right out too. Some crazy conditions right now. It's 39 degrees outside. I'm in about 35 feet of water. Water temperature is 35.5. Nice smallie. Took a little while though. See if I get some more. Biting the blade bait, just little ones. But hey, you know what? It's better than sitting on the couch. Little tiny guy on a blade bait.